Hi again, everyone. I'm olliemathews. This is Societal Narcissism. This video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous. Here's his story. Yo, Ollie, hope you're well. I wanted to leave a contribution for you to read this cringe boomer post. I've never done it before, so just let me know how. And just keep me anonymous. I think this would make for a good laugh in your video. Their egotistical delusions are hilarious. And this is pretty short, so... And this is, I guess, a post from Facebook from a boomer. They call us elderly. Oh, you are elderly. I mean, that's just reality. I mean, right off the bat. Right off the bat, I mean, that's the boomers, man. They want to, they don't like getting older. They don't. We were born in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. We grew up in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. We studied in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. We were dating in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Jesus Christ. Really? Boomers still dating in the 90s? That's not a good thing. Not a good thing. Even the 80s. We got married and discovered the world in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. We venture into the 80s and 90s. We stabilized the 2000s. What? You stabilized the 2000s? Are you serious? You stabilized for themselves. Yes, you see, for themselves they stabilized. For everyone else, they've wreaked complete havoc on society. But this is what they believe. Because nothing comes before the boomer's happiness, ever. We got wiser in the 2010s, and we're going firmly through and beyond 2020. Like, we're talking about octogenarians at this point. People in their 60s, 70s, and 80s at this point. Turns out we lived through 8 different decades. So does every goddamn... What do you think, you're special? Every generation, every person who lives as long as you do lives the same amount of... Who cares? Again, they want credit for shit everybody else does because they think they're special. And again, if you're not like this, if you don't think like this and you're a boomer, I'm not talking about you. So don't get offended. But this is the type of boomer shit people in your generation are constantly posting. And this is how they constantly live their lives. 2 different centuries. So? What does that mean? So what? Because you were born at a time where you're living in the night, where it was the turn of the century, like, that gives you some added sense of credibility because you lived long enough to be turn of the century. Guess what? Every other generation, or maybe every third generation, generally sees the turn of the century. And if the average lifespan is 70 to 80 years, then every other generation is going to see a turn of the century. Right? Holy shit. These people. 2 different millennia. We've gone from the telephone with an operator for long distance calls to video calls to anywhere in the world. We've gone from slides to YouTube, from vinyl records to online music, from handwritten letters to email and WhatsApp. So is Gen X. Gen X went from the same goddamn thing. The same thing. We went from rotary phones, depending on where you lived in the country, you still needed to be connected by an operator for long distance calls. We lived in a generation where you didn't need to dial an area code. I mean, like, what are you talking about? What are you fucking talking about? Oh. From live matches on the radio to black and white TV, color TV, and then 3D to HD TV, as did many Gen Xers as well. We went from the video store, now we watch Netflix. Video stores were around in the 80s, so now you're getting into millennials. That's shit millennials went through too. But once again, they think they're the only ones. This is the warped mind of the boomer. This is the warped mind. They think they're special for doing things every other generation has done. Oh my Lord. We got to know the first computers, punch cards, floppy disks, and now we have gigabytes and megabytes on our smartphones. As to Gen X, we all grew up, Gen X all grew up. Well, when we were born, there were no personal computers around, or very, very, very few, or they were completely expensive. What are you talking about? And it wasn't the boomers, okay, who first got involved in personal computers. It was Gen X. And it was Gen X who had to teach your fucking boomer asses how to use most of this fucking technology. Holy shit. Holy shit. We wore shorts through our childhood, then long trousers, Oxfords, flares, shell suits, and blue jeans. We dodged infantile paralysis, meningitis, polio, tuberculosis, swine flu, and now COVID-19. As did everybody else who lived at that time. Swine flu, COVID-19, that's not specific to you. There were vaccines invented, and the vaccines that were invented for smallpox and all these things, meningitis, those weren't invented by boomers. Those were invented. Jonas Salk was what? Silent generation? Oh, God, the fucking delusions of grandeur of these people. We rode skates, tricycles, bicycles, mopeds, petrol or diesel cars, and now we drive hybrids or electric. We've been through a lot, but what a great life we've had. Yeah, we know you've had a great life. We could describe us as extennials, people who were born in a world of the 50s who had an analog childhood and a digital adulthood. Same with Gen X. What are you talking about? We've kind of seen it all. Our generation has literally lived through and witnessed more than any other dimension of life. It is our generation that is literally adapted to change. Every generation that is the oldest generation, just by being born first at that time, okay, is going to have the most lived experience. It doesn't make you fucking special. It doesn't make you special. Oh, God, these delusions of grandeur of this generation. And again, if you don't think like this, I'm not talking about you. Insufferable. But if you can't see how insufferable the majority of this generation is and acts, and they just walk around with these delusions of grandeur about themselves, like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. It's insufferable. Nobody wants to hear it. Because, yeah, there's been all these advances in the boomer's lifetime. But if you look at the actual advancement of overall society, we're stunted. We're still using gasoline cars, okay? Our architecture has been stagnant. Our infrastructure is crumbling. There is very limited innovations other than, cell phones, technology, entertainment things. Everything you're bragging about all relates to your personal entertainment. What are you leaving behind that is advancing society? Nothing. Nothing. Because you have helped make society, you've helped crumble society. Oh, not me. My personal entertainment is great. Well, thanks a lot, Boomer. It is our generation that is literally adapted to change. A big round of applause to all the members of a very special generation, which will be unique. Author unknown, keep on keeping on. I thought you might appreciate this Boomer Cringe post. LOL. Love the channel. Been a huge fan for years. Anonymous. It is cringe. It is cringe. And congratulations, boomers. You are the cringiest generation that ever walked the face of the earth. Like, you don't even understand how insufferable most of society finds you. These things you brag about, most of you are not even responsible for inventing or advancing. These technologies that you all use had to be taught to you by your Gen Xers, by your Gen X kids, or your millennial kids and grandkids. And now you want once again, take credit for shit, okay, that you have nothing to do with. Oh my God. Insufferable. So, keep it short, to the point. Thank you so much, Anonymous, for the contribution and the post. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with either the Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, and email links in the description box below. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. Also, be sure to subscribe to both my channels on Rumble. Follow me on Twitter and Telegram as well. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Societal Narcissism. Take care, everyone.